that as we drop into game one here of this top 16 match here on the North American server. This is Buenos Noches Civil War, ladies and gentlemen. BN on the green on the left, and Ayame, their BN's other team in the field, squaring off here in the red. Zaf, talk to me about the BN lineup.
Yeah, this is totally not going to be confusing, and we're not going to even know if we got it right or wrong.
I promise you we will screw this up at least once, if not twice. Keep going.
I looked over that list like 3 times to make sure I told you the right info, so we'll see.
I know.
We've got Kaiser Kraken in Ohio, Impaler in Montana, and we got a variety of cruisers: Des Moines, Stalingrad, Moskva, Nevsky, all of which have radar.
It is.
We've got Double Daring and Kleber.
Daring and Kleber looking over the Ayame side of the map, also bringing in Ohio, pairing it off with a Kremlin. Double Venezia, Moskva, and Stalingrad opting for only 2 radars, but those hard-hitting Venezias available here if they need them. Daring, Marceau, and Shimakaze. Now, Zaf, as I recall, actually, we haven't seen Ayame this tournament. Are you able to tell which torps Great Killer is running on his Shimakaze?
12-kilometer torpedoes.
Excellent. So we have 12-kilometer torps with the Shima. Daring going mid, and Marceau running south as you do. So we're going to have Marceau versus Kleber in A as the teams start to deploy here. Have a look kind of at the top-down view of the map and see how things are shaping up. So you can start to see how the splits, both teams sending a Stalingrad and a Daring to B. That's going to be very popular. Looks like we're going to see quite a big difference in the forces deployed to the C cap. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it looks like BN is going for a bigger play on C, and it looks like Ayame is setting up to defend there, possibly opting to push A harder.
What I'm seeing is both teams sending 3 to A, both teams sending 2 to B, and both teams sending 4 to C. So it's almost an exact even split across the board in terms of number of ships, anyway.
But looking at how the Moskva is set up, he's not going hard into C, he's going more off to the side. It just feels like they're getting prepared, unless he's trying to get to that island he can dig out of, or get dug into. It just feels like they are gonna try to just delay at C, and I think they're hoping for A to push through.
Siren Gaming puts up his radar at B to try and push Sangheli's Daring off before he gets too far involved in slowing this cap down. Ganser well over halfway on his way to picking up this cap on behalf of Ayame. They do succeed in pushing the Daring off. I'm wondering if John the Pickle's counter radar is going to be coming, but it doesn't look like it's going to get here in time to stop Ganser. Now, John the Impaler, that's not going to be confusing, dropping some Montana shells. Does not get the reset. The shells do not arrive in time.
Nope.
First cap goes to Ayame.
Kaiser Kraken getting a salvo onto Moskva, and it connects. Losing about 20k hit points right there.
Kingsman taking a big hit early up here at C as the Daring, that's Siberian Dog. We watched him do amazing work last week with the gearing.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's the guy that hit every salvo, didn't he?
That guy he had an amazing game with his torpedoes on this map and gearing. You remember? It was insane to watch that. He just was like a torpedo savant in that game. B contested, C flipping on behalf of BN. 3.5 minutes gone. Both teams jockeying for early position here.
Ayame pops a radar, so Siberian Dog is now hightailing it out of here. Raymu's Venezia shells fall short.
Grey Ghosto reversing into A, trying to fish out the Kleber that he suspects is there, I think. But nothing doing yet. Hasn't spotted him. Do Marceau and Kleber have the same surface detection?
No. I want to say Marceau's got a better surface detection.
They just spotted Time to Metal. He is moving out. Yeah, it looks like the Marceau outspots Time to Metal by maybe a couple of 100 meters. It's not big.
Yeah, the thing is, on the Kleber build, you don't necessarily want or have the room to take Concealment Expert.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Depends on how you play the ship, but that's a good point. Not every Kleber driver takes Concealment.
Right.
And we watched Time to Metal have a really good game in his Kleber last week in that huge BN come from behind win on Northern Waters. Early going, both teams still jockeying for position here. Nekomata's Kremlin heading for the top end of C. I'm really curious about this battleship position, Zath. I'm curious to see where they end up placing this ship on the board.
Which battleship are you speaking of?
The Kremlin, Nekomata's Kremlin, right? He's in D10, still chugging north, and I'm really curious to see where they kind of decide they want to place him. All the caps contested now. Ayame working on about a 10-point lead. 5 minutes gone.
So his position up here to the north makes me feel like they're going to fight right around the corner, and they're just going to shove the Kremlin in front. You notice how Reimu is kind of escorting it behind, so that the Kremlin takes all the attention and the salvos, and Reimu just comes up and just saps everything to death.
Indeed, Syrian Gaming's radar, Stalingrad radar going up now to try and push Sangheli's daring off. Counter radar that time coming in from John the Pickle. See if they get shots on Ganser. They are sending shells out at Ganser now.
Yep, we have a daring slap fight at B again.
Indeed. A little bit of daring slap fight. Neither Stalingrad with a shot, though, by the way.
No, they're just sitting there like, go forth, my friend.
They're literally just playing radar bots at the moment. Just, I'm chilling here doing my radar thing.
Look at Captain Calvin in the Ohio. He's just kind of backing in closer and closer. This is a very, very aggressive position, but he's backing in so he can just hit the W key and run away if he needs to.
I like this position, and it's obvious that these guys, like, they're both playing, like, you know, it's a B in Ohio and John's Montana, but they're both kind of playing this middle ground, sort of no man's land in between A and B.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, Ayame is doing a better job of defending the caps. Now, they've given up a smidge more health, perhaps. It's very even, honestly. But they've managed to push B in off the caps and work out to about a 60-point lead here.
Now, notice...
Go ahead.
Zapata up on the north is now aware he must have radared or something, got wind of this Kremlin and Venezia pushing him, so he's already hightailing it out. But at the same time, we've got Killer and Kingsman and the Moskva and Shimakaze coming into C. So this is a concerted push now.
Yeah. I feel like Kingsman's position is the one that BN has to deal with. Is like, they've got to get him out of there. And they don't, right now, they don't have any guns in a position to do that.
Nope.
The Ohio has no shot. The Des Moines doesn't over the island. And the Moskva obviously now spotted. That's Zapata's Moskva up on the A line.
Oh, could have been worse.
Yeah, that could have been an AP salvo.
Yeah.
See, there's the AP coming in. Moskva AP going in on Zapata, caught up against the map edge. Good hit there. Here come the Kremlin shells. Nothing doing so much there.
You know, it's interesting. I saw the same thing happen earlier on EU. There was a Des Moines that got stuck up there on the border and got pushed around.
Well, Zapata definitely getting pushed around under quite a bit of threat early, as literally every cap on the board is contested or changing hands. Everybody's stuck at about a 100-point lead here for Ayame.
Kingsman. Oh, big hit on Kingsman.
Yeah, solid hit through the stern there. 5-6K.
Was that from John the Impaler?
That was Nekomata's Kremlin. He got some good hits into the stern.
Wow, there it goes.
You got the hit on Kingsman. I missed that.
Yes.
I was looking at the wrong Moskva. My bad.
As I was confused, like Kremlin.
Yeah, no, you're right. That has to have been John. I apologize.
Yeah. Hey.
Both Moskvas were getting punched, and I just missed it. So yeah.
Moskva's got great armor on the side and for stern on or bow in, but on his side, the little on the soft side. And Zapata's just running out of room to maneuver now. I think this game's going to be decided by what happens at C, though. Looking at the rest of the map,
it's kind of inevitable, really. C is basically the play. For both teams, really. It looks like I was gonna say I'm guessing they might send Kaiser out here for the Ram, but there's really no need right now.
No.
They've got a ship lead. They've got a lead on points. They've picked up a cap. That's bloody handy. They needed that.
All they need to do is just keep the Kremlin and Venezia there, and that's what Kaiser Kraken can do with his presence. That allows Zapata to duck around the island to safety. He can heal up for a little bit. More importantly, he can now come and help Popular Boar out at sea against Great Killer.
Right. Whereas the lack of the extra ship at sea really leaves Ayame on the back foot. That the Moskva going out is a kind of the linchpin of their position. BN identified it, took him out, and now Reimu's basically having to back off to kind of cover Great Killer Shimakaze, who's just holding points back right now.
And you can see that Reimu has already rotated back too. He's realizing that they can't really push anymore now.
No, he's got to get back here in case they can get eyes on Siberian. They can slap him around maybe. Both teams ticking up a cap as we cross the halfway mark of the match. Still anybody's game here in game 1 of this round of 16 match.
Now Zapata's turned himself around completely. Got chunked in the face a little bit for that, but I think he might come around, and I think they might use the Russian torpedo on the Kremlin.
I'm not sure he'd survive that. If they shove Zapata in there and get the ram on the Kremlin, that's a great trade for them. Because then it leaves the Ohio free to sweep around and just have his way with anybody he wants to.
Yeah, I don't know that I like the decision, though. I'd rather just see him moving off a little bit, but...
Look at Siberian Dog's daring.
I see it.
Zapata has no idea this daring is here. He's about to be in a real pickle, and he's going to figure it out here in seconds.
That's his view right here. He still does not see the daring.
Still doesn't see the daring. He has no idea this daring is here.
There's the daring.
Oh, now.
Oh, the guns are ready.
Big hit, but it's not enough. And now the conga line torps will be coming.
And we know they are. Loop, loop, loop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not enough.
Not enough yet.
Little teammate torp.
Yep.
Oh no! Oh no!
Zapata taking a teammate torp, but the daring is going to get him off the board.
Wow.
It's actually a fantastic trade for those guys. Great trade for BN. Kaiser Kraken does lose a huge chunk of his health to those Shimakaze torps. Ayame up on caps, but BN up on ships here. 8 minutes to play. Take it for 1 sec, Zath. I have to go make a quick change.
Hey, no problemo.
Stuff.
No problemo. So, C is most likely a victory for Buenos Noches, which basically means now they've got the ability to wrap up the rest of the side here. They've got to finish up against Reimu and Great Killer. Over in B cap, we can see that John the Pickle has actually turned his Stalingrad around. He's pointing northward now, probably to assist his teammates at C cap. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him, at this point, go into B cap to try to flush out Ganzer's daring. Meanwhile, having a look over at A, John the Impaler looks like he's might get impaled with some torps. Both battleships, though, are looking okay-ish. Pickle comes around with the salvo on Kelvin. Not too much of a big deal.
BN smells blood in the water now. You can see the push developing at sea. They know they have only a Venezia and a Shimakaze in front of them. They've got 2 radars and 2 ships that can't possibly escape.
Yep.
Not really, as they now get on to A and B to contest them simultaneously.
Yep. I mean, it's just, here comes the radar. So let's see who they can see. They can see both ships, no problem.
First, Des Moines salvo missing Great Killer entirely, but it doesn't really matter because Des Moines reload doesn't care.
Yeah, keep honking. I'm reloading.
Exactly. You can run all you can hide. You'll just die tired, or poor little Shimakaze. Killer's trying to dodge, but he's going to run out of map before he runs out of before he runs out of health.
Mm-hmm.
This salvo right here ought to end him, and it does.
Yep. But there's some revenge torps, of course.
Yep. Reimu trying to get a good hit on the Des Moines. He does a nice solid chunk with the SAP there, but he has to angle towards the Des Moines SAP. He can't angle to everybody's SAP though. I mean, sorry, Des Moines AP.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Ganser now coming under sustained fire from Sangeli in B cap. Ganser is probably going down here.
That would be a catastrophic loss for Ayame. They cannot afford to lose that ship or that cap right now. Down 2 ships, though, you can see BN pushing their advantage.
Mm-hmm. Boar just barely dodges that torpedo salvo.
Only a matter of time, and then Reimu will be dead, and this hook around the 10 line of BN will just be free to do whatever it wants.
Mm-hmm. There he goes. Ohio. Kaiser Kraken says, get out of.
Ohio cares not for your puny armor, sir.
Well, this is going to be it. Buenos Noches Team Alpha wins over Buenos Noches Team Bravo, I guess.
I mean, calling Ayame the B team, I feel like, is a disservice.
I agree.
But I mean, they're the second team, right? They fielded 2 teams in the event. Up 4 ships, both teams ticking up a cap. 4 minutes to play. This looks to be over for Ayame. They played really well, although they may get a torp into. Oh, saying Ellie. Well done with the torpedo beats. Now, something I want to point out, Zaf. Like, I liked Ayame's initial thinking. I like their split. What I don't like is it feels like they haven't gotten anything out of Sear and Stalingrad. Like, it doesn't feel that way to me. Maybe I'm crazy.
Nope, you're absolutely correct. And I don't know that Buenos Noches got much out of John the Pickle Stalingrad, but I think that's kind of the point, right? Both of them are there as counters to what we know the destroyers want to do, which is grab the B cap.
Yeah.
I think one of the key differences was rotating John the Pickle's bow facing Charlie, realizing that's the cap that has to be won, whereas Ayame, Siren just kind of stayed where he was. And I kind of feel like that would have been a good opportunity for him to switch as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Or start pushing at A while clearly Buenos Noches is looking at C.
I mean, Siren at this point is trapped. Whereas if he had his bow forward, he might be able to do something and at least shoot at these ships coming down from the north. Will it make a difference? Probably not. But I do feel like that flex on BN's behalf, let's say, difference.
Yep.
You know, I don't feel like they misplayed the encounter at C. I feel like BN simply played it better by bringing the Daring and the Conga line torps around to make that hit, basically make the kill on the Kremlin. Because that's the thing, the Daring Conga line torps allow you to kind of do that sort of thing. Whereas if you're, let's say that was a Shimakaze, could he have done that? Yes, but you run a greater risk.
Yes.
Because you have to get more along the broadside of the ship before you start putting torpedoes in the water, where you simply aren't going to land enough hits. Both teams playing really well here, but BN on track to win in 90 seconds.
Yep. Siberian also did a great job of using that island to cover him so that he showed up at the last possible second.
Oh, he did a brilliant job. I need to go back and watch it from your perspective. I had it turned off so we could see it exactly when Nekomata picked him up. And he, you're right. Like, the fact that he got as close as he did before he was detected was just very, very, very impressive. Very well done.
It was about 2.2 kilometer when he showed up finally.
Yep.
Well, at this point, it's just clean up aisle 7.
Yep, just clean up for BN here. They're going to take game 1 of this series. And then we'll head back to the training room and get re-geared as we will be heading to North for game number 2.
Remember, it's best of 5, so you guys are guaranteed at least 2 more battles of Civil War.
That's right. We're guaranteed at least 2 more games of the Buenos Noches Civil War, but game 1 goes to the OG Buenos Noches.
There you go. Call him the OG.
The OG Buenos Noches. All right. Well played, both teams. I'm excited to see BN fielding 2 teams, Zap. It just makes me very, very happy.
Yeah, I mean it's spectacular, right? Because you get to see. Yep. We talked about how much they've grown, the fact that they grew up, and now they're going outward. It's great to see. It's great to see.
Why is this thing? Hang on a minute. I know what to do.
Hanging on a minute.
Nope, not that. No, not that. There. I fixed it. All right, my Discord window was all hosed. Anyway, it's fixed now. We're good to go. All right.
Oh, I should probably check
Excellent.
that. I don't know.
Yeah, I had to go back and double check it just to make sure we're in good shape, and we're in good shape. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, game 1 in the books. Appreciate you joining us today. For those of you in my chat, Big M's running some giveaways for you guys. We've got some more resource crates gifted to us by Wargaming, so that'll be kind of running steadily throughout the day, off and on. When you correctly enter, your message will be removed from chat, so there's not like constant spam. So don't freak. The bot is going to send you a PM that says, "Hey, we took your entry," but your message will not appear in chat. Okay,
Hey,
that's no big deal. It's no.
How do you set that up?
So I basically have like a 2 or 3 second delay built into the chat, and it allows the bot to pick up the message, register it, enter the people, and then to remove the message before it ever posts.
Oh,
so that's a bot functionality thing.
Oh, okay, got it. On my end, I've got Sith Kitten, and also Puddin', I think, that are both taking care of things on getting codes away and everything. Welcome, everybody, from the EU stream. Hope you guys are having a fun day, and I hope we can continue our day and all of our craziness. This first game, I would say, did not disappoint.
No, that was fun. That was fun. I love, one of the things I love about watching Buenos Noches Civil is that they are not afraid to push. One of the things you commonly see in King of the Sea is that teams are, at this level of play, teams can sometimes find themselves being a little too conservative. You're too afraid to make a mistake. And one of the things that we've noticed about Buenos Noches for years, one of the things that makes them so much fun to watch in this event is that they're not afraid to maybe take a risk. And if it pays off, amazing. And if it doesn't pay off, well, that's life. That's a lesson learned, and we get on with our day, right?
Right.
But it makes them just truly entertaining and a real blessing in an event like this, where sometimes it feels very, very static. Sorry, just getting caught up on announcements, see if we missed anything. Doesn't seem as if we have. Taken a peek.
I'm taking a look as well.
Okay. All right. Nope. Looks like we're all caught up. Don't see anything outrageous. So we will be heading to North for game number 2. Both teams back in the training room, rejiggering their lineups a bit. Let's look at some early results in some of these other matches. I need to open up tournament. I am sadly remiss in doing that today. Let's get that open.
Interesting.
Already Zath sees something that has caught his attention.
I see a couple.
PN won game 1, Zath. Look at that.
PN starting off, taking a game off 007. Bonks also taking a game off KSF. Both of those are, interesting. SCCC over NPNYH. I think we kind of agreed SCCC was probably... Well, I said it was too close to call, right?
Right. So now, so let's talk for a minute about... You and I didn't finish picking some of these matches, so let's do this real quick. Okay, SCCC, you were gonna go SCCC, but how many games were you gonna give... the Nigerian Princess?
I was going to full count it. I was going to 3-2.
3-2?
Yeah.
And I picked 3-1. So I think we're both kind of in similar places right there. Let's talk about XPN and Star. I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to homer pick Star. I want these guys to make the top 8. They have worked so hard. They keep coming to this event. They keep getting better and better. So I'm going to pick Star just as my little homer cheery boy pick, 3-2. What do you think?
Again, I think that's very close. We haven't seen XPN play. We have seen Star Brazil play. Star Brazil looked great, so I'm going to definitely go with Star Brazil. And 3-1, I think, is a good pick.
Okay. And then that just leaves the match that we're casting right now, Zath. We have not picked BN and Ayame.
Yeah, and I would go for BN to win over Ayame. I don't know that I would go 3-0, but 3-0 or 3-1. Something like that.
I had already written down 3-1 for me, so I think you and I are on the same page there.
So
really kind of... You and I are on the same page for most of the picks within a game or two. The big one is you picked KSF in that Bonks match. We'll have to see if you if you pick that one up or not.
Hey, dude, hit the refresh button. GGWP took a game off 07. They won game 1.
Did they now?
Yes.
The plot thickens. The plot thickens. Indeed. QQ7 up a game on GLHF, and KSC going up a game on RNG. All right. Yep. Well, I did pick GWP 3-1. I mean, I picked 07 3-1 in that one. So we'll see if 07. I mean, again, we come back to how many times have we seen 07 with the reverse sweep, but it might be a day for upset, Zath, because we talked about it earlier. The reigning EU champion did not survive their round of 16 in the EU. TWA will not be the king of the sea for a third straight time on EU.
Right. KSE winning game 1 against RNG. Looks like QQ7 has beat GLHF for game 1 as well. So we're just waiting on XPN versus Star for their first battle.
Yep. Over here, guys, of course, we are bringing you BN and Ayame. There is your map rotation there. Let's see. Are we back in the... Now they're still making some shuffles there and so on. No. They were...
No? What's no?
No, I'm there. Hang on. I'm helping. Well, no, I'll let Kaiserwitz deal with it. They've been asking, we've been asking for replays, right? So because they're going to plug them into the little bot, then we can have our little replay, our fancy replay window, right, where we can replay the match. But they're asking for that basically at the end of every game today. So we have our little bot.
I'm taking care of it for you.
Yes. Anyway, guys. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, it has been a long day already, Zath. I hope you got more sleep than I did last night.
Well, you were out late enjoying a baseball game, it looked like.
It was lovely. It was lovely. We went down to the Astros game, sat out, roof was open at Minute Maid, 25,000 people. This, we got, nice, quiet, calm evening. Well, calm. It was a little bit of a breeze. It was beautiful. It was like 75, 72. They did fireworks afterwards. It was lovely. It was nice to get out and go to a baseball game again.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. It was good times. Are they letting people into Comiskey and Fenway? I mean, Comiskey and Wrigley up where you are?
No idea.
Okay, you're not a baseball fan, are you?
No, not really. I'm not really a baseball fan.
That's fine.
I mean,
not everybody is.
It's fun to watch some of the games. I do enjoy that being out there in person and that sort of thing. But what I find is more interesting at Wrigley is the concerts that they've started putting together. I had the fortune of enjoying Foo Fighters a couple summers ago. It was absolutely fantastic. And Wrigley's a great scene for it. The whole area around it, the bars, the restaurants, everything. It's just such a nice part of the city. So to me, going to see a baseball game, it's all about those peripheral fringe benefits and not so much about the game itself.
No, that's fair. They built... Well, it was Enron when they built it, now Minute Maid Park in the east end of downtown Houston, about 21 years ago now was when the stadium opened.
Okay.
And when they opened that stadium, there was not much else in that downtown except the convention center, which had been built there in about 89. And over it took about 5 years for development to really kind of start going. But in the last 10 to 12 years, that end of downtown has really grown up. There's 2 or 3 brand new world-class hotels, a beautiful greenway and some park space, a bunch of new lofts, loft apartments, tons of new restaurants. Yeah, okay. They've redone the inside of the convention center and added a new restaurant and interior space in there. It's really nice. My wife and I have gotten to where we like to sometimes go down and just spend the night in downtown. Downtown's only 30 miles away, right? But sometimes we'll go down, catch an afternoon or an evening game, and then grab a hotel room, spend the night downtown, and go catch like a Sunday afternoon game. It's just nice to be It's nice to be able to do that because it's some nice nightlife at that end of downtown. So
yeah, I do the same thing.
Being older didn't have that headway to make up. We did, and it's worked beautifully. It's really, really nice down there now.
We do the same thing. We went to see rugby actually in November. There's a rugby weekend now that happens down at Soldier Field in Chicago, and it's usually like Team USA versus like New Zealand, the All Blacks, and it's such a treat to watch. We've been down there twice now. We saw the US versus All Blacks. We saw All Blacks versus Ireland. And it's fun to watch them do the haka, of course, and then watch them play. Yes. And the coolest part about rugby is you can actually plan your evening, right? Because rugby, they don't really stop the clock, unlike football. American football. So you can be like, all right, we're gonna go to dinner at this time, we're gonna go here at this time, and there's no delays, maybe a couple minutes at the most, right? So it's so nice. You can plan everything out.
Nice. All right, hold on a minute. I'm looking for where's the bot supposed to spit this stuff out, kids?
Are you talking about the replay bot?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I'm finding it now.
It's the replay bot channel.
Finding it now. There we go. Okay, I'm finally starting to see it.
We won't have time for it. They're ready to go for the next round.
That's fine. And go ahead and let them know that we can drop whenever.
All
I'm a
right,
little
just
jealous
did
you saw the. I'm a little jealous you saw the Foo. I've heard they're a great show in person.
Oh God, full body massage. I'm telling you, it was awesome. The sound was great. Dave Grohl's just amazing.
Nice. They're a fabulous band. I bet they're a great show in person. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome. All right, guys. We will be heading on to game 2 on North here momentarily. Looks like both teams are ready. Looks like both lineups are ready. We can't see the lineups yet. We're in the spectators in the training room. But yep, we are dropping now, guys.
Here we go.
Let's get ready here, and we will head on to our next map. Load this in. See who's made lineup changes and see who hasn't.
We're going on to North, right?
Indeed, headed to North.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Let the screen finish loading. All right, let's have a look at lineups here. Skeksis. All right. Definitely some interesting things to talk about here, Zaf. Let's have a look at the Buenos Noches lineup to start off. Coming to the dance, John the Impaler and a Conqueror. Definitely a change. Kaiser in his Ohio again. Des Moines, Stalingrad, double Nevsky. Curious. Harugamo, Kleber, and Daring. But Zaf, I think the real interesting thing to talk about is the Ayame lineup. Talk to me about this.
So Ayame went for double Kremlin for battleships, and for cruisers, they've got 2 Stalingrads, a Moskva, and a Venezia. And then for destroyers, they've got Shimakaze, Killer, once again with the 12-kilometer torps, Daring, and Yu Yang, which, of course, we don't necessarily know if it's smoke or radar yet.
Right. I mean, we know the Yang smoke is preferred by some teams at this level for certain strategies. Looking over their lineup, I don't see like a Doomsnail, Wooster spam with a Yu Yang smoke kind of in front of it. So it might very well be radar Yang. We'll have to see how Livnik has set up his ship. Yep,
both are viable.
Yes, very much so. A little part of me, Zath, wants to bust out a little bit of the Soviet anthem, right? Looking over the BN lineup there. There's a lot of selenium in that lineup, Zath.
Well, yes, but North is one of those maps you've got. You need to just point the bow at the enemy and then hold, and that's what we are seeing here with a lot of these cruiser picks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whereas Buenos Noches is opting for the opposites. Instead of bow in static, they're mobile.
Well, and the Nevskys are great kiters with the range. They're wiggly. You angle them right, and they hold up decently under a lot of long range fire, as long as you keep them angled, because they're fairly narrow, and they've got great reload speed. The trick is with those 180mm guns, they don't pen as many things as you might wish.
Initial spot on time to metal. Look at all these shovels coming in. Oh, they were ready for him.
Oh, holy bejesus.
They were ready for him.
Look at that. We saw that. Do you remember we saw some of this in King of the Sea, the international, I think. Maybe it was international. Might have been the North American time. But there was one of the teams that tried that, right? The early Kleber into this, and he just got absolutely wrecked on his way into this position.
Yeah. So the thing, guys, is that means Time to Metal doesn't have the hit points to really stick around, and I don't even know if he's going to be able to get C. Killer's coming in, and he's going to stop that progress, and Time to Metal is just going to be trapped.
Now, Metal's going to pick up the cap before he gets there. No, he's not.
Nope.
With a split second left, Killer steps onto the edge, and Time to Metal has decided, nope, it is time to go. He's going to get spotted very briefly. Let's see all the shells that'll come in. I'm sure Kingsman. Yep, here comes the Moskva shells. Killer's going to smoke up.
Some of it did not clear the island, so that's going to allow Time to Metal to get out of here. I think that was a slight mistake smoking up there, but
no, I don't think so, because Killer doesn't have the HP to give up. And there's no radar to spot him on that flank. He doesn't necessarily know that, but it's actually I like the smoke because it either forces them to burn a radar, or in this instance, what it tells them is there's not one there at all.
Roger that. Okay. I mean, he was within radar range of Kingsman, but not for much longer. So I was just thinking, chip away as much of that hit points as possible. But now, I can understand the fear.
You can see what being using the Harugamo for here, and a very aggressive push down the 2 line, backed up by both Nevskys. I remember talking to Sneaky back on day 1, Zath. You remember him talking about the Harugamo with the smoke mod, and I think the legendary mod, unique mod, can get just a massively long smoke screen, and that's what we're seeing here along the A cap here.
Yep, Siren is forced to make Inky now. He doesn't want any more of this.
Nope, doesn't want to get
Radar.
farmed out by the Nevskys.
Yu Yang is
the Yang
radar.
going. Oh, this is gonna be.
This
could be very, very bad for Livnik.
This is gonna be fatal, guys.
He's gonna have to deal with at least 80 seconds of Russian radar, if not more, between the Daring, the Harugamo, and double Nevsky. He is in trouble.
He opened up as well, so even if the radar ends,
well,
here comes the radar.
But I mean, he's within range of both Nevskys already.
What I'm getting at though is that there's going to be like no delay, right, in spotting. Like he'll be spotted for 20 seconds because of that bloom. He's on fire too, so.
An early mistake, a bad choice of positioning, and some bad timing gets Livnik killed here. Being up a ship, 5 minutes gone in game 2.
Yep. And we're seeing the results of a very mobile force versus a less so. But time to metal is down as well. So I mean, even though technically Buenos Noches is up a destroyer,
Ayame has chosen a really interesting strategy. I've never seen this. Look at this push up the 9 line. Both Kremlins backed by a Stalingrad. We almost never see both battleships together in King of the Sea. The whole point of it is you look for battleships the way you play Stalingrad. You look for angles. You're trying to generate those long shots, right?
Yep.
And cross shots.
Yep.
And Ayame has basically just flaunting all of that quote unquote accepted knowledge. As we see the Conqueror starting to respond in anger here, dumping HE onto the deck of Nekomata in the lead.
The hard thing is when you have both battleships in one spot, you allow the other flank to completely run roughshod over things. But if you look at it, Buenos Noches has also pulled both of their battleships to essentially the same place too.
They have, yeah, they have. They've realized, I think, that they need this health pool to try and slow this push. But I think you're also seeing, I mean, look at that hit, that 10 or 14k hit there from the Conqueror HE onto Nekomata's deck, right? Like you're seeing the value of the Conqueror, like why they've brought a Conqueror here.
Frankly, I'm surprised we haven't seen so much Conqueror spam as now. Oh God, Kaiser Kraken's got a beautiful broadside in Nekomata, and it looked like it would be worse.
Solid hit, but not catastrophic. About 10k. Nekomata responding, but Kaiser got angled there. Let's see what those shells do. Yeah, 7-8k.
Not great, not terrible.
Not great, not terrible. 3.6 Ronkin. Now, Kaiser is also in a bit of trouble himself because he can't really turn, right? He's got a Stalingrad in front of him. He's got a Kremlin off to his starboard side. But Akira's also in trouble because John the Pickle Stalin is in a great position as...
Oh, killer.
Great killer. Bags the Des Moines north of B. That is a huge kill.
Absolutely, yeah. Some great torp salvos, yep.
Indeed. Ayame up on caps here, definitely making a play of it here in game 2. But these guys are going to lose Nico. Like, he can't turn. If nothing else, the Conqueror is going to simply burn him out. It's only a matter of time. Yes. As Akira starts, yes. John's position is now slapping Akira around pretty hard. Being able to salvage Captain Kelvin's Kremlin out of the sea cap, but they are going to lose Nico. Nico's trying to get cover behind this island and at least keep the Conqueror off his back, but here comes the Ohio salvo that very well may end his game.
Here it comes.
And it does. It effectively does.
That was, I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't just hit the S key in reverse.
Yeah, I mean, he had no, the trick is it wouldn't have mattered, right? He had nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide.
Reimu coming under sustained fire. He's forced to play peekaboo games, but look at Ganser's daring. Convenient gap.
Fine. He's fine.
That's right. He's got that hydro up that lasts forever.
Ayame up about 100 points still, despite being down a ship. Both teams fairly even on HP. But I feel like Ayame's position at sea is absolutely untenable, Zath.
No, they went all in at sea, and they're going to die in sea.
I mean, Akira's going to die to this salvo or the next one if he doesn't change his angle. Yeah, look at that.
Yep. Yep.
He's just absolutely getting wrecked by John the Pickles Stalingrad.
If you're going to go for the flank, you have to win the flank. They went for the flank, and they didn't win the flank.
And it doesn't look like they're going to win this flank. In fact, Akira's slowing down, which I feel like is a mistake because here comes another salvo.
Whack.
Yep. He needed to keep moving to keep his vulnerable bits covered by the island. Failing to do that, John wipes him out.
Yeah.
Kaiser Kraken's Ohio very low north of C, but still on the board.
He's on fire, looks like.
Yeah,
Nope.
as now a bit of a mistake there. Ayame putting up both radars to find Sangheli's daring in the B cap. So Reimu's radar is offline when it doesn't need to be.
Yep.
They just needed to call for one. So little miscommunication there.
Yep. And meanwhile, Kremlin shells.
Oh, this could be bad.
And it is.
It's very bad for BN. That gets back a ship kill that Ayame needed, but Ayame has not traded well. I'd say they're down on health, but
nope.
Balance-wise, it's actually about even. The difference is right now is that BN has both their battleships still on the board.
Yeah, Buenos Noches I would say has more workable HP at this point. Siberian Dog, though, is going to smoke up Zapata.
Siberian doing great work with the Harugamo fancy smoke over there with all his mods. Ganser about to make a mistake. Looks like he might ground himself. He does. Can they see him?
No.
They cannot.
No. He's fine. There's no radar in the area.
In fact, right now, Kelvin is the only ship that Buenos Noches can see. But I mean, we talked about the Conqueror pick. And look what John's about to do to poor Captain Kelvin.
Oh, we're watching.
Oh, that actually wasn't as big a hit as I was expecting.
Well, the superstructure is already saturated, so it's not going to do as much damage as you would expect right off the bat.
Fire everywhere, and not a drop to put it out. Sangheli looking at conga line torps. I wonder if he has he's got his sonar up, I think. Ganser doing good work just pushing him off the cap. Slowly working out to a 200-point lead for Ayame. Kelvin over here cruiser hunting, looking for this Nevsky. They can see him. Great Killer has moved far enough north to see around the smoke screen.
Yep.
This is a big engagement here. Kelvin needs to secure this kill. And Ayame cannot afford to lose any more ships, but it might not be up to them. Kingsman is now going to get pushed by the Ohio and the Stalingrad that have a huge advantage in health and firepower on him.
Right, but you've got Siren Gaming coming in. He's just putting up his plane. He might try to get some of his SAP in there. Oh, Reimu takes a big hit from someone.
The SAP could be decisive on John the Pickle Stalingrad.
Yep, here it comes.
Yeah, let's see. Falling in now.
No.
That salvo wasn't it. Needs more.
Ohio salvo on Reimu.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Bouncing most of them, but they're pushing him back again.
That rock simply isn't big enough to hold the Stalingrad, though.
No, it really isn't. He's just got too many angles he can get shot at from back there. John the Impaler throwing shells at him now. I think John's gonna bag him.
Yeah. Conqueror cares not for your angle.
Conqueror does not care about your angle or your armor, sir. You will take full HE pins and like it. Being up 2 ships here. Ayame's lead shrinking.
Killer in trouble.
Yeah, they've got Great Killer penned. It looks like he grounded himself in here while he's under radar or something. Or hydro? I can't tell.
It's got to be radar. There's no hydro.
Oh, yeah, it must have been Nevsky's radar. Yeah.
Zapata, yeah.
Must have been Zapata's radar must have caught him over there. Gave up a good chunk of his HP. BN making a comeback, as they always seem to. Down 120 points, but up 2 ships and a cap here. 7 minutes to play in game 2.
It's been a tale of anchors and propellers.
Look at poor Kaiser Kraken's Ohio. He had built back up to about 50k HP, but he's not there now. He's getting quite low here, trying to get some cover from
Now,
Kingsman's Moskva.
I was going to comment on this before when you said both of them were going down. I felt like Kaiser Kraken should have continued going south or John the Pickle, one of the two, so you can open up a cross angle. Now, you're exactly right. Both of them are in the same spot, and they just get farmed out of oblivion. Or out of existence, I should say.
Kaiser's going to burn out in seconds. He can't stop it now. There he goes.
Yep.
Ayame bags a kill they desperately needed. Puts them up over 900 points as Kingsman is back into C.
That's
and
right.
So now John the Pickle left with the unenviable job of having to hold back the flood tide.
And in a
Ayame
1v1 situation, Moskva will win at the DPM trade, but now they're about similar health-wise, so...
Yeah. Bien having none of it, you can see John the Impaler and Singeli's Daring getting ready to push right into the B cap. They're going to have Kelvin's broadside when they do.
Yep, everybody's focusing Kelvin now. John the Impaler as well. I think they're trying to hold him broadside for John.
Up over 950 points. Ayame closing in on a win, but it's not a done deal yet.
Here it comes.
60 seconds, but Bien is about to drive into the B cap. With the loss of the Stalingrad, there is no radar to fist Shangheli out of that cap now.
Time to Metal coming under fire as Dancer is being fished for.
But if they can kill... Oh, they've pushed John back off the cap. Now 15 seconds, things are ticking up.
Oh, it's going to be quicker than that. Yep, that's the win.
Who would they kill? I missed it. I was turning back to look.
They got Time to Metal.
Did they? Because he'd been on 4,000 HP for a while.
Yeah, they got Time to Metal at the end there. He went in with the French radar trying to find and get the kill, and that French radar did not work for him because somebody was spotting him.
Well, Ayame claiming game 2 here, evening the series at a game apiece. Excellent.
What a match.
Well done to both teams, but Ayame claims it. As we begin to get set up for game 3, Zaf.
And guys, that means we are guaranteed going to a game 4 at the least.
That's right. All right, we can go here. Ayame wins game 2. All right, as we head to Warriors Path for game 3. This will be good.
Absolutely.
I'm liking this series.
Absolutely. Good pick, dude. I'm taking a look at the results so far, by the way. Star Brazil took a game over XPN. Nobody else has reported. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. 007 has tied up the series against PN. And that's all we're looking at so far.
Yeah, I don't see any other reports. Let's check this. Let's check the reporting channel, because sometimes stuff appears in the reporting channel before it makes it to tournament. So let me look down here. Winner upper reporting. All right, SCCC is up 2-0 on the Nigerian Princes. That hasn't made it in yet, but that is a thing that has occurred so far. Okay, I do not see a report for any other game 2s. And then lower bracket, you called out the 007 game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm in the wrong lower score reporting. There we go. Let's see. KSF has won game 2 against Bonks, so they will go at least 4 games in that match.
Okay.
And 007 versus PN, as you noted, that is a win. Yeah, those are the only other game 2s that I see reporting at the moment. So right now it's one tied up 1 here, BN and Ayame. SCCC up 2-0. KSF and Bonks tied up at 1 game apiece, and 007 and PN tied up at 1 game apiece. Everybody else still playing game 2, basically.
Right. Well, that game, I'll tell you, that mobility, I mean, that mobility came in really handy for Buenos Noches. Unfortunately, Ayame was just somehow able to overcome that, and I think that was due to a couple of key mistakes that were made, like Time to Metal early on, not being able to get out of that cap without losing almost all of his hit points. Basically stuck, right? Waiting to, he's effectively killed, right? And I think that was ultimately what sealed the deal for that game. That early play, all the way to the end.
It's interesting. Exactly. It's interesting when you think about that game. What happened first? Time to Metal got wrecked down to what? 20, maybe 15% of his HP pool. He rotated back. He ran way west, on like the C line, until now he's operating over in the 1-2-2-3 line area with the Nevskys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he takes the first damage in the game, And then at the end, when they need him the most to not die, he takes the last damage of the game. And that kill seals the victory. So that early damage did eventually pay off for Ayame. It just took literally all game for it to happen.
Yes.
I will say I look back to Ayame and I give them a lot of credit for making it work. I really don't understand what the battleship push up the 9 line was about. I've never seen a team try that. I don't even think we've seen teams push heavy forces up the 9 line, but I don't think I've ever seen a team push both battleships up that channel on north. I've seen battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, destroyer maybe kind of push. That was 2 battleships, super cruiser, basically, and the destroyer was already kind of lurking in the area, right? The Shimakaze was around over there, wasn't it?
If you're gonna put 2 battleships up that line, in my opinion, you're better off putting one right up against the island than one right up against the border, because then you can push evenly up and apply that kind of pressure. You saw what happened with John the Impaler. He recognized the opportunity when both of those battleships ducked into the channel and got into sea cap. He recognized the opportunity to go and seize that flank, and he did. The biggest problem is that after he seized that flank, he didn't continue with the Ohio. The 2 of them went and essentially made the same exact mistake. They both went into sea again, which is what Ayame did. So it's very interesting to see the results of that play. And I'm asking, I'm hoping, so it looks like Kaiserslay has gotten both of the replays and is passing them along to Wiz, and I'm hoping Wiz is going to zip them up, and we can test out this new program that we can then take a look at how things work.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Even if we don't do it this game, we should try it next game just to kind of verify for ourselves that this works the way it's supposed to, because we haven't done this yet in the tournament.
Right.
This is a new tool that we have access to today for the first time. So
right. Okay, so we're still waiting on that. In the meantime, let's take a look and see if there's any other results posted.
I'm checking.
Nope.
QQ7 has won game 2 over GLHF, so they are up 2-0 in that series at the moment.
Okay.
That's the only other new score that I see at the moment. Yeah, they've reported since the Bonks game ended. Upper score reporting was basically the Ayame score, but we knew that one because we just watched that game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. I think the other thing that impressed me was Ayame's ability to kind of adapt and move their ships around. North is one of those maps that really lends itself well to repositioning ships along, the C kind of G line area.
Yep.
CH line, I should say, maybe, because you can pull ships far enough back, and there are limited lines of sight through the middle of the board. If you don't have a ship in exactly the right space, looking exactly the right direction, you might not be able to see even a battleship in the backfield that's crossing from one side of the map to the other. You look back at the Kremlin. They sent 2 Kremlins up the 9 line. Ayame did. One basically died in the sea cap. The other one took the opportunity of the sacrifice of his teammate to bail out, run back south, literally crossed over, and helped deal with the Nevskys on the 2-3 line before rotating back to mid again towards the very end of the game. And you saw BN playing the exact same game with their battleships, right? They immediately ran over to the east flank early, able to withdraw them back to the west. At least John the Pickle, I think, or his name Paler. I can't ever keep them straight.
So
Conquer at least rotated back to the other side of the map for a while. Here we go. This looks like
they have one from each team. I'm asking if they can zip them together, because that's what they're supposed to do. They create one zip file, and then do the render.
He's working. He's supposed to make one zip file with both of them, and then the render puts both teams on the map. That's what's supposed to happen. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
All right. Thank you for keeping tabs on that.
Yeah, no problem. While they're doing that, might be time to do an ad for pre-roll. Get that out of the way.
Yes. Let's do that. Good call.
No problem.
I will push the button and hope my timer works this week. Last week it was struggling a bit, and I had a couple of dumb mistakes. Less of those this week, please.
I'm really hoping for no ZAS troubleshooting theater today. So
So far, things seem to be going pretty well. Knock on wood.
yeah. Hi.
So it's a good problem to have.
My,
Uh-oh,
my,
that's Stevie.
my host host is here
Your
now. I'm
co-cast.
just doing a quick
Your other
butt check.
co-caster.
Don't want him to poop all over my Fabletics shorts.
No, that would be bad.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
He's already done it once, and it's okay. Good quality clothing. Handled it just fine.
Too funny. Too funny.
Right. There we go. Oh, rendering failed.
Sorry, having a quick look at something.
Yeah, we're trying to get this figured out. Not sure exactly how all this works, but we're trying to work this out, guys, so that we can bring to you a compressed a replay of that side. Replay file is name drop.
Yeah,
Oh.
this bot only works from a very specific, like you have to set it up in exactly the right way or it just doesn't work. So they've never used it before. Yeah, you have to name one replay A and the other replay B inside the zip file, and if you don't do that, it doesn't work. They're gonna get him straight. It'll be fine. It might not happen before we drop the next game, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean this is a new tool that we get to use, guys.
It's gonna take a little time to figure it out. It's cool.
Yep. You know, while that's going on, let's take a look. I might download and try to set up and just see what it looks like just for me to see if I can get it to work properly, of course.
Okay. What are you Oh, just to set up the one of the existing ones.
Yeah, I want to see if we can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and transition over and see if that works. Yeah, so I pulled up. This is Buenos Noches' side, and you guys can see how mobile they are. They're pushing around down the 2-3 line. And yeah, this is at 50% speed, and it's really going quick.
It moves quick. In fact, that replay got compressed down to 17 seconds. I might even consider running that one at 25% speed. I think I'll make that change in mine real fast. Let's see. Because you're able to manually set that replay speed.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, we're doing at 25% now, so that just finished, so we'll watch it again. I think we'll watch it again.
Yeah, you can also just set it to automatically loop, which I think I did as well.
That's what I did for mine too.
Yeah.
So
I'm waiting to see if he comes back within the bot channel with the right thing. Looks like he's working on it. Yeah, still waiting. It's okay. No worries. All right, check training room here. Both teams not quite ready. Ian's still missing a player, it looks like.
remember, guys, they have up to 10 minutes of time in between matches.
Yeah, I mean it's not a guarantee. Like most teams don't use all 10 minutes, but they are allowed to take up to 10 minutes if they want to. For most teams, it takes 5 or 8. And some of that is just shuffling teams around. You almost always. It's very common you have to move teams between sides of the map depending on the spawns that have been chosen and so on. That's not that abnormal.
Right. For those of you guys asking, thank you very much for the concern. Air conditioning is working. We got a brand new thermostat, an Ecobee, and when it was installed, the installer just simply missed one of the cables. So it was installed in November. It was like 50 degrees outside. You're not supposed to run air conditioning underneath, I think, 60 degrees or you'll damage the system. So he wasn't able to run the air conditioning to check to make sure that it would work. The heat was working just fine, otherwise we would have fixed it a long time ago. It hit 80 degrees last Sunday, and of course, no air conditioning.
All right, couple other games to report. KSC picks up Game 2. They're up 2-0 on RNG. Star also picks up Game 2 in the upper bracket. They are now up 2-0 over XPN.
Are we ready to go, sir?
Yes, please let them know that we are ready to drop whenever they want to drop.
All right. I have done so.
Thank you, sir. I don't think they're going to get this replay to us in time. They're still working on it.
That's okay. It's important for them to figure this out so that
I agree.
so that it works. And it's like I said, it's a new feature. So let them do their
I agree.
thing.
Something new. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll figure it out, I should say. We're not the ones doing it.
Yep. So Warriors Path, what do you think we're gonna see here, man?
Hang on a minute. Let's see. It's a good question. I think you'll see. I wonder if they'll keep the Shimakaze around. The torpedo lanes are not that great on Warriors Path. I think you're going to see some Darings.
Okay.
I think you'll see probably Daring on each team. I'm trying to think. What would you see for
I see a lot of Des Moines, as what I would think.
Well, maybe. I mean, Des Moines is not a bad pick here. Certainly, one of the teams feels that way. Now that we can see the game, let's talk about this.
That's right.
It's interesting to me that one team, Ayame, has basically kind of gone in with the Stalin, and BN has obviously indicated their preference for Des Moines instead. So Zath,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start us off with the Ayame lineup, and then you can talk to us about Des Moines Central down there.
Fine enough.
All right, Ayame coming to the dance, fielding Ohio and Kremlin for their battleships, double Stalingrad, Moskva, and Venezia for their cruisers, front lines, double Marceau, and a Daring.
Yep, and then meanwhile, over on the Buenos Noches side, we've got Yamato and Ohio this time around. They're not messing around with the battleships anymore.
No.
And then
give us all your 18-inch guns, Zap, all of them.
That's right. We've got double Des Moines, Venezia, Nevsky, Daring, Harugumo. So they really do like what they got out of the Harugumo last match.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of good work out of that Harugumo, honestly. The long, crazy smoke screens and the spammy HE, I think it worked really good.
Mm-hmm.
Worked really well.
Absolutely.
Now, one thing that I like about Ayame's lineup that I look over and I don't see on Buenos Noches' lineup, and that is a little bit of response speed. That double Marceau is going to give Ayame the ability to be in places faster. It's that simple. They're going to be able to react faster. You see it now. They're going to drive this Marceau into B. They're going to pick up B. There's literally nothing that Buenos Noches can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to send a huge amount of firepower to C. We're seeing Stalingrad, Moskva, Kremlin, Venezia, and Marceau all go into C. It seems pretty obvious that the Ohio, Daring, and maybe even that Stalingrad we're looking at back on the C line, who is that? That's Akira, are basically going to set up to kind of kite. And Buenos Noches looking like they're going to be from a pushing side at A instead.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be... Yep, there's that easy first cap, easy second cap coming.
Yep.
The question is Ayame going to be able to capitalize on this and force Buenos Noches to push?
Well, they've got Nico radared in the B cap as he's trying to kind of move around. Nico got a look at the Venezia. Jason, not much doing there. Jason takes a little bit of damage, but nothing major.
Mm-hmm.
Nico Mata's Marceau going to pause behind the island until the radar subsides, but his teammates already on to A. That's Siren Gaming. They did get the replay thing working.
Oh, good. John the Impaler's got some Ohio salvo coming in, and he's starting to turn. Oh, just short.
Literally nothing. 100% nothing. That's so funny.
All right, here comes the Death Snail.
Double Marceau is going to give Ayame a nice, solid little lead much before BN really is able to step onto any caps here. Siberian Dogs Harugumo. Smoke going up for Zapata's Nevsky, and presumably they're going to push Popular Boar's Des Moines into that same smoke screen to try and keep Ganser honest up here. Ganser actually already well within the radar range of Zapata's Nevsky.
It looked like radar went up.
Nope, they don't see him. They do not know where Ganser is yet.
Huh.
They were sending a lot of shells downrange on the Ohio. They've even lost sight of him at the moment because Sangheli's behind the island. But as soon as Zapata wants to push his radar button, somebody's radar just went up there. think it was Zapata's. It is Zapata's. Shell's going out on Ganser now. Ganser trying to avoid getting robo-copped early here. Needs to avoid running into an island like he did earlier in the match, I should say. Taking big damage, sailing into torpedo. Trying to get away here. If he can survive, he can heal most of it back later on. He does finally escape detection.
Yep. It's going to take a couple more hits for his time.
Singheli getting into the bottom end of A.
Oh,
That's
no.
going to...
He beached.
But they can't see him.
Yeah, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Torps are coming.
See.
Uh-oh.
So about the time that Ayame works out to a 500-point lead, Buenos Noches is going to pick up their first cap of the game here. Almost 5 minutes gone.
Oh, there we go.
Good. But he can't afford to get spotted again. You saw how bad he got beat up, and Siren got absolutely wrecked over at sea for something. He must have taken a Venezia salvo.
Must have been. Jezerath just took a big hit too in return. More on the way.
Jason's position, that's John the Pickle, I'm sorry. Where's Jason? There's Jason's Venezia. Okay.
Yeah, he's all the way down south of sea.
Yeah, down south of sea. So just as Ayame is very clearly trying to push south through the C cap, BN just as equally trying to push north through the A cap, everybody kind of rotating clockwise here.
Toilet bowl.
Indeed. But at the moment, Ayame out to a 220-point lead and continuing to climb as they simply own more real estate on the board.
Well, that's what you do with Marceaus or Kleber's. You grab the caps early and force them to push after you.
Well, and it's something that we see, like, there was I forget if it was the last King of the Sea, might have been the one before, but, ooh, big salvos coming in for Reimu.
I saw that too.
Big hit on Reimu there. Takes about 15K, making the turn in here, trying to get into the channel in between B and C. You know, 07 very commonly had a tournament several events ago where they did this, right? They take 3 destroyers, 1 to each cap.
Mm-hmm.
You take the caps you can quickly. You give up the cap that you can't take and hold, and you just slowly build up a big points advantage and force your opponent to respond to you in some fashion. And I love that kind of aggression. It looks like Nekomata is going for a suicide torp run on John the Pickle.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you're right.
I'm not convinced he can pull this off.
Well, not anymore. He looked okay a second ago, but then he took a big chunk, I think, from the Yamato.
Well, showing way too much of his ship, and John's got pretty good angles to retreat to. That salvo missed completely. Neko needed that. What is Neko going to do? Is he going to each?
What is he?
Okay, it's actually going to work, Zath. No, it's not. No, it's not. He only landed 4 of the torps, and it wasn't enough.
Wow.
So, Ayame kind of feeling like they're throwing away a ship early here, even though they still have a cap advantage down a ship.
I wonder if his other tubes were broken on his port side.
Possible. It's possible that Des Moines could have either destroyed them or simply knocked them out, and he had to make that turn in order to get anything on John.
Right.
Now John's got to deal with Ohio shells coming in. Yeah, there was a good hit from the Ohio.
Mm-hmm. So the sacrifice may not be in vain, but it's still going to take a lot of time. Yeah.
That feels like a really bad trade because you gave up a ship and didn't take another ship off the board, and you really needed to for that, what you were attempting to do there.
Hey, PN won their series, apparently.
All right. Like over a 007.
Yep.
Did they really?
Well, I'm just repeating what somebody said in the chat.
They won game 2. I'm sorry, they won game 3. They're up 2 games to 1.
Yeah.
Series is not over yet.
Right, because it's a best of 5.
Indeed, best of 5 now. And I think that might be the confusion. People are still realizing that today is best of 5, unless you're in the losers bracket.
Right.
Losers bracket is best of 3.
Look at this fire coming out on Akira from this super long death snail. Look how long this is.
Yeah, that's what Sneaky was talking about. You get like an 8.5 kilometer long smoke trail if you pop that Harugumo smoke when it's modded all correctly and everything. But they're not really getting big damage on Akira. They're pushing him back, but he's still got 50,000 HP.
Mm-hmm. But that keeps them farther away so that John the Pickle can live.
They finally do get a fire. 250-point lead for Ayame. Their points continuing to tick up despite the fact that they are down a ship. BN has only one ship under real threat. That's John the Pickles Des Moines south of B. But at the moment, Ayame has no eyes on him. They can't do anything about it.
And Pickle is just chucking AP shell after AP shell at Grey Ghosto's Venezia at super long range.
Yeah.
Basically saying
Siberian dog over there to help keep John the company as well. Oh no,
Yep.
Siberian's on the cap now. Stalingrad radar goes up to find Siberian. Looks like he's going to pause where the people to his east will not have shells on him. Somebody up north could take a shot. That would have to be Kelvin. Everybody else is too far away.
And Kelvin is shooting at John the Pickle.
Kelvin is shooting at John. Well, they can see John with the radar active, so I think he figures that's the smarter shot, but doesn't get anything out of it. Island cover holds.
That's right. Island is 100% armor. Infinite armor.
BN with a very gutsy play here, right in the face of 2 radars, able to drive Siberian dogs Harugumo into B and flip that cap advantage.
You know, so far I haven't really, aside from that YOLO charge, I haven't really seen anything that I would comment on as like, what are they doing? Why are they doing it, etc. Like both teams are really fighting here.
No, I really like what you can kind of see both teams push into opposite caps, right? And then turn some of their forces to turn this into an east-west fight across the B cap. But it feels to me like right now that advantage really goes to BN. They've got a Des Moines, a Nevsky, and a Yamato in this position.
Yeah.
Flanked it goes closer in by John the Pickles Des Moines and Siberian's Harugumo. The Ayame position over here does not feel nearly as good. Grey Ghosto in the back just getting spanked. He's down to 8K. Livnik's Kremlin kind of eating a lot of damage.
Pickle,
John the Pickle.
Yeah,
Pickle's just doing amazing work with this island cover.
Yep.
Somehow still alive there.
That's the value of the Des Moines. You've got those really nice arc shells, so you can arc things over islands.
Indeed. It really does feel like Ayame needs to get a destroy. The Daring and the Marceau at one point were together almost in the same grid square on the B line.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been talking about the flexibility of moving the Marceau around the map. It doesn't feel like at the moment they're really taking advantage of that.
Look at Tyne to Metal just out in the open, opening fire right in front of Grey Ghosto's Venezia. Like, okay, here's a why moment.
Yeah, come at me, bro.
Like, all right.
Well, Venezia's reload is so slow, he's only going to get, he didn't even get his guns off. If you time that right, and you open fire and smoke while the Venezia is reloading, he won't have shells to hit you with.
Well, but the thing is, Ghosto actually got one salvo off on Metal. They just didn't connect. And that's why I'm saying, like, what a risk you're taking right there, you know?
Well, and Livnik is starting to look really bad over there, too, down to under 20K.
Yep.
John the Pickle could still be a huge turning point of this game. If they can kill him, they can't even hit him right now.
No, they're trying to radar him.
Ayame's about to cross 900 points, and that is when it starts to get very, very dicey, because if you lose a single ship, the game can end in seconds. Buenos Noches, to their credit, trying to get Livnik's Kremlin off the board. I think they're going to manage it. Yeah.
John the Pickle's
getting
get
him. Yeah, it's going to happen, Zaf. They're going to get him. Either this south. Yeah, it's coming right here.
To a little
Big
daring
kill.
pew.
Big kill for Buenos Noches. They're up 2 ships, but they needed those points badly to keep them in the game. The points continuing to narrow. I'm actually legit shocked they haven't driven. This Stalingrad and this Moskva, Kingsman, and Rainbow have been sitting in this channel for like 5 minutes. Why haven't one of them driven into the cap?
Or, come out and try to threaten or something, absolutely. And
they've now pushed Syrian into the cap, but that's going to probably prompt a Des Moines radar.
Yep, and look at Grey Ghosto Beach now. He's kind of stuck taking Venezia sap up the butt.
Even worse, Zaf, look at Kelvin's Ohio.
Kelvin's Ohio. Oh.
Way over on the 3 line.
Oh,
Brilliant coming in from Sangheli.
Wow.
That's a huge kill. That's a kill that Ayame could not afford to lose, but BN claims it. That's our first lead change of the game as BN goes out in front by about 60 points, but Ayame not completely out.
Nope.
Only 50 points behind, ticking up extra caps, 6.5 minutes to play.
Torp's going by Pickle, but I think he's fine.
And so now it really is on Ayame to hold. They cannot lose another ship. They cannot lose another ship.
Right.
They must hold these caps. If they can hold these caps, they can still win.
Paler took 1 torpedo. He's on fire. But he's still okay.
They've got to keep Gregosto alive. He's on 5K and trying to run. Radar going up now, looking for Time to Metal. They find him. Siren and Time to Metal are going to be in engagement range in moments. Siren realizing they have to guard the C cap. 60 seconds now. Ayame desperate to keep BN out of these caps. They cannot afford to let them on the caps. They are going to turn around Time to Metal. Time to Metal taking some damage now. If Siren can kill Time to Metal, that's huge.
Here
Absolutely monstrous. Venezia shells miss, and they lose sight of him. They can't see him anymore.
Oh, man.
But they turned him around, and that's what they needed.
Yep.
Whoa, second radar going up on Time to Metal now. Let's see if they can bag him. If they can bag him, it's going to put the game within seconds of being out.
Here it comes. Gregosto Salvo's coming in.
Gregosto has healed and smoked. He should be safe for a little while longer. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
There
4
it is.
seconds.
Ayame is going to hang on by the skin of their fingernails.
Oh.
And they're going to win game 3.
Goodness.
Wow, what a series. Down 3 ships, BN simply waited too late to try and get back into the caps. And I think one of the big things, we commented that not getting John the Pickle off the board being a big play, and yet he was so low, Zath, they couldn't risk pushing him into the cap because he would die if he did.
Right. But you also at the same time, like, if you're going to make a play like that, you have to get the kill. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if the one ship fails, you have to catch it up. And you have to make up for that.
It's still a huge mistake, right? Like I look at what that was Nico. I look at what Nico Mata was doing, and he was showing so much of the side of his ship coming into that Des Moines, and it was like, man, this feels terrible. You got to give him a better angle than that, man.
Right.
But Ayame literally by their fingernails to the very end, they win game 3. Well, we're guaranteed at least a game 4. We knew that going in, but if BN can rally, we'll be going all the way, guys. Let's see if we can pull this out. Part of me wants, I don't like to necessarily root for teams in my own region. If it's an international event, I'm absolutely rooting for the NA team. Like, I'm not even going to hide it. But here I'm just rooting for Buenos Noches to win game 4 just because it'll make for a great series.
Yep. Meanwhile, we do have some updates here. SCCC has swept NPNYH, so they're moving on. They will face whoever wins this series right now.
Okay.
Star
excellent.
Brazil is up 2 games over XPN. Obviously, they're playing their third right now. GGWP 07, they're tied at 1 each.
Yep. Still waiting on a game 3 result there. QQ7 Zath winning, sweeping GLHF out of the tournament. They are moving on to the quarterfinals.
Yep.
I say out of the tournament. That's not correct anymore. It's
right.
double elimination, so they go to the losers bracket. They're still available to play. That's correct.
Can you imagine if 007 wins over PN, reverse sweeps, and then it's 007 versus QQ7?
It could still happen. It could still happen, Zath.
Yeah,
All right, let's see if they get the replay together for that one a little better.
They did get. Yep, they did get the file set up for the last one. You want to try that one out and see?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna load it up and just to make sure that it works. Bonks actually won game 3 over KSF. Yep, I see that now. Okay, I didn't notice that earlier. So they're up a game. Okay, and this series, of course, at the moment, Ayame up 2-1 on Buenos Noches. All right, so let's have a look at this. Let me download it first.
Yep. So what we're looking at, guys, is not the last game we cast. It was game 2.
This is game 2. We're looking at the quick replay of game 2. Let me overwrite. Yes, I need to overwrite this. Oh, insufficient permissions. You are so full of crap. Okay, I can fix this. Hold on a minute. What torques me off is the way these folders were set up. We, the owner, like these folders were so locked down. We weren't even given permissions to use them half the time. And I thought I had gone in and fixed it, but.
So what I've done, Raptor, is I'm literally just downloading it, and then I'm going in and editing the source to point to the new file that I download. That
And
way,
see, all I'm doing is trying to reload it and just write the same file over again so that I only have to do it once. All right, let's
Right.
try this now. Here we go. All right, guys, what should happen when I push this button? Here we go. Now let's see. Did it start?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't start. Why didn't it start? Why did this not start? This is supposed to start. Hold on a minute.
It started on mine. I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh, I know. Hold on. There it was. I clicked the wrong thing. My bad. There we go. All right, so there it goes. There's the replay function. It is working. Excellent. I'm going to let that go for a minute. Well, that's a Stream Deck error on my end. I can fix that. There it
I'm
is.
still new
Okay.
to Stream Deck, so I'm using Stream Deck for a few things, like when I want to do my Shikishima gun sounds, or if I want to do an instant replay, or
Right.
do the pre-roll ads. But I don't use it for a lot of the other stuff, just because I don't know,
Wait a minute.
technology. Speaking of
is
Shikishima
not-
guns, let's hear some beautiful 510s.
This is the wrong game. What did I download? No. This is not the right game.
That's okay. We're firing off 510mm gun sounds in your honor, dude.
Because this map is showing me a Shikishima. There was no Shikishima in this thing. Where did these replays come from? These are the wrong replays. I don't know what this is. This is not the right replay.
I got nothing, dude.
Goliath, Des Moines. This looks like a game that we saw the other day. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but this is not the game that we cast.
That's true.
Oh,
You know
well,
what?
I'm gonna turn this off. I don't know what this is.
now that you mention it, that's a good point, because I do see that Shikishima, and we definitely didn't have that. So
that is North, but that's not the game that we cast.
nope.
I don't know what that is.
That's all right.
Hang on a minute.
It's a try.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see what it is. That's the 007. Okay, that's the wrong one. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like he ever got it working for our replay. He got a
No,
different one.
I think he did. I have to change the file. Scroll up a little bit above that.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
We missed it. Yeah. Okay. Let me try again.
Yeah, I think
Try
that's
this
the
again.
right one now.
I think you're right now. Okay, let's try
Is
this
this the
again.
double
Sorry, guys.
Kremlin?
We're experimenting now. We're trying new technology.
Yes. Raptor and I are all about experimentation.
No, this is still a Shikishima in this replay.
Really? Mine's got both of the Kremlins. They're going to the 9 line.
Okay, so somehow you managed to get the right replay and I didn't. Okay, well, hold on a minute. How did this happen?
Timestamp 3:09 p.m. in that channel.
Hold on a minute.
3:09.
Yeah, I thought this is the one I downloaded. I'm going to overwrite that one. Yes, overwrite. Now go back over here. Nope, it's still... Okay, hang on. Oh, you know what it is? Hold on. Why is this not working? I'm overwriting the file. I guess foolishly I assumed that would work.
If it's cached, that might be an issue. Like if
Yeah,
OBS caches it.
Let me... Local file loop. Let's try that. That might do it. Nope, that didn't do it. I literally have to go... I guess I do have to manually bloody tell it.
We're seeing it
Which
just...
I'm literally... It's not overriding it. Like, I'm downloading and overwriting. Yes, I want to replace it. Okay, let me go look at this on my own
No problem.
screen here.
No problem. We're watching it
That's
fine.
working. Okay, that's working now. So why is it not working over here? Hold on a minute, studio. I think that's it. Let's try it. There. It finally worked.
All right.
There we go. Sorry guys, a little bit of technical problems. Appreciate your patience. We're like I said, we're trying new things. So this technology basically takes a replay from each side of the team and builds this little kind of replay, and you can start to see the caps and everything along with the timer. Now what you can't see is the points. There is a version of this that they can make out of the bot that allows them to put up the points and the kills, but it's a different. The screen is configured a little differently.
Okay.
Oh, we're ready.
Are we ready?
Yeah, it looks like. Look, we are, believe. We could probably drop into game 2 pretty much whenever we're ready.
Do you want me to tell them we are ready?
Might as well. I mean, we should be good. Quick updates. KSC claims game 3. Let's see. Does that mean they win the series? KSC sweeps RNG out of the tournament. Sorry, into the losers bracket. I'm gonna mess that up all day, guys. I apologize. So, RNG dropping to the losers bracket as XPN takes a game off of Star. They win game 3. That series headed to game 4.
Okay. It looks like they are readying up. Shall we say we are ready?
Yeah, I think we're good here. Let's just go ahead and back here. Let's let everybody know because we head to Northern Waters for game 4 of this series. We can stop playing with our new fancy technology, which at least works when I can get the files to overwrite correctly. Hey, I hear us dropping into the game.
Yes, I did tell them we are ready to go, so we are going.
No, I'm glad you did. That's good. I'm glad you did.
And we did just get the replay files for game 3.
Better than nothing, I suppose. It takes time to get because you got to set things up a specific way, right? In terms of you got to name the first file this and the other file that, and anyway, we're good now.
Yep. All right.
All right, Zaf. Game 4 on Northern Waters. Talk to me about the Buenos Noches lineup.
Just getting into the game right now. Buenos Noches is coming to the battle with Conqueror, Ohio, Des Moines, Stalingrad, other Des Moines, and I just had to wait until I could say Woosta and Daring, Yu Yang, and Marceau.
All right, Ayame, this could be game match for them. Or match game? Match point? Match game. Let's say match game. Coming to the dance with Bergonia Zaf to go with their Kremlin, Des Moines, Double Venezia, Moskva, Marceau, Z52, and Yu Yang. We know where the Z's going, don't we, Zaf?
No idea. None whatsoever.
Sure enough, Z52 making revolutions dead to be as both the Yang and the Marceau go into A, Zaf. Looks like they're going to run Moskva, Venezia, and Bergonia over towards C. They only have 2 radars. Ayame's been really, we see usually very radar-heavy comps, right?
Yes.
Buenos Noches' lineup is a perfect example. 4 radars, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at Ayame, they have been making do pretty well so far with only 2 radars.
Yes.
They had 3 last game because they had a Moskva and double Stalin.
So what I think is happening here for Ayame is they're looking for a more mobile kite flank. You can see that the Moskva is probably gonna pitch a tent at the island opposite of where Jazeroth is going with his Des Moines. Here comes some early shells on Ganser's Z52.
I think Ganser he popped his guns off early, thought he was being cheeky, and then as he came around the island, the gun bloom got him spotted. He did take some damage for that.
Or he wanted to get the enemy to open up and try to hit him. So you get a good idea of what their deployment is early on.
Super mega 4D chess move from Ayame, clearly.
But yeah, you saw that too.
Jason taking a big hit from Captain Kelvin's Kremlin here early on.
So anyway, like I was saying, I think they're trying to set up for a mobile kite flank south of C, and you can see that with Bergonia and one Venezia with this bow south already. And they're trying to win the A side handily. That's why you've got Yu Yang and Marceau there. Pickle just got whacked by, I think, the Bergonia.
Time to medals Marceau. We've seen him in this position on a Kleber. He and Greg Osto getting into it here, driving time to medal off the cap before he can steal the early A cap. John the Impaler Conqueror Shell is going to drop in on the Marceau. This could hurt a lot if any of these connect, but nope.
Little off.
This is the entire salvo by quite a bit.
Airball.
Greg Osto and Time to Metal trading HP here fairly evenly. Time to Metal a little ahead, but it's pushing him off is going to allow Livnik to sneak in and try and grab the A cap. As the Z Hydro looks like is going to succeed maybe in pushing Sangheli off B. I can't tell. Pushed him out initially, but looks like he's going to reverse back in. Yeah.
Looks like it.
Very aggressive early plays here from Ayame. Radar going up on Ganser Zed. That's the Stalingrad radar from John. They're going to try and push him off the cap. I feel like that was a mistake. Yeah, no. Okay, they're the booster shells coming in. Yeah, he needed to bail out. But things come up well for Ayame over at A. Told you it would happen eventually. They do bag A.
They do. Time to metal, and of course those are deep waters, so...
yeah. He cares not.
That was a quick check of your sanity for a second. Wait, those aren't going to hit me, okay.
Indeed. Ganser's going to have to try and get back into B, but I suspect as soon as he does, not only is he going to get there too late to prevent the cap, the double radar on the north side is gonna pick him up and try and shove him right out again. Because I suspect that Jason's will be up soon.
Yeah, John the Pickle is getting chewed up by SAP as these two, Jason and John, are just rubbing butts because they can't back up any farther.
Double Venezia on that flank is going to be John's nightmare as long as he stays lit. Now the Burgonia AP is coming in. I question this. This should have been an HE salvo, especially since most of it didn't do anything.
Yeah, you mentioned this in a previous game last weekend.
Yeah, we saw one of the Burgonias from last weekend firing AP at a battle on Stalingrad, and it was like, guys, that's not gonna do a whole lot.
Good time to metal, just running around, just holding down left mouse button.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it works. If it works, stick with it, right? At the moment, Buenos Noches not trading as well as Ayame early on. Being on about maybe a 10-ish point lead here. 5 minutes gone into the match. I really like Ayame's position so far, Zath. I feel like it's only a matter of, like, they don't have eyes on the Stalingrad, but that Stalingrad, I mean, John Stalingrad is just going to get mercilessly farmed by the Venezias as long as they can spot him.
Ganser is now under attack.
Yeah, they're able to push him off the B cap again with a well-timed radar. But Livnik's Yang looks like he's got a very ballsy move in the works. Yep, he's got his radar up now on Sangheli.
Yep. And he wasn't expecting this at all.
No, they weren't. They were not expecting this. Now, Sangheli, I mean, Livnik is lit, but any of the shells seeking him out are missing. There's a little speed juke there, as they do succeed in driving Sangheli out of the cap, and they're just brutalizing him now.
Yeah.
The Marceau, that's Grey Ghosto's Marceau all over him. The Moskva all over him. Yep, they've lost eyes on him.
Yep.
Bunch of Deepwater Torps looking for Jason's Des Moines as well. I like that play, Zath. I like pushing that radar Yang through that gap to push off the daring.
Yep. You don't want them feeling comfortable.
No. Very, very not. Grey Ghosto giving up a little more HP there, trying to farm Jason, not getting much out of his HE at that kind of range, looking for a fire. Jason might actually take one of these Deepwater Torps.
No.
No, found his engine, ducked out of it.
Siberian Dog, meanwhile, is a smoke Yang, and he is smoking up the Des Moines and Worcester.
Yep.
Down at the sea cap.
There's the Doom Snail. The Venezia is not able to... These guys are really exploiting one of Venezia's big weaknesses. She cannot do effective spotting for herself. If she doesn't have a screening ship between her and what she wants to shoot at, she cannot really effectively see anything to shoot at. And they're gonna brutalize poor Nekomata. Look at this HE spam. That French battleship is gonna just rue the day that he spawned into this match.
Well, go on, start ruining.
I know. Imminent ruage, Zath. Imminent ruage. Bien out to almost 100 point lead, not quite.
Oh!
Solid hit from the Stalingrad shells.
Yep.
Nekomata's time on the map could literally be measured in seconds, depending on how this next little bit goes. Jason got hammered by something. Zath.
Yep. We're about to see a trade, I think.
Yeah, I think so, because there goes Nekomata. Jason is incredibly low. Great Ghosto opening up on him now as Kremlin shells also going in. Kremlin connects. So far, the Marceau has not really made a difference. There's some. I feel like those Marceau shells are Marceau shells are shattering on him, Zap.
Oh, those are 127 millimeter guns. So
yeah, and he's not getting the fires. So he's just another Kremlin salvo. This could be it.
Nope.
Oh!
Just under 900 hit points.
They can't see him anymore.
Yeah, they were probably shattering. Look like on the armor for the turrets at the front.
Ayame doing a great job of managing their health, except for their battleships. Their Burgonia is dead, and the poor Kremlin, that's Captain Kelvin, is just beat to crap.
There it goes.
They do finally bag Jason. That's a kill Ayame needed. They're up a cap, tied on ships. We'll have a lead change here in just a few seconds if nothing else changes. Oh, the Des Moines out of smoke now, but that's a bit of a miscommunication. Both Venezias there, Zath, firing at different targets.
Oh.
Siren fired at the Worcester, while Akira fired at the Des Moines.
And between those two, you typically want to shoot at the Worcester, because your sap will just chew away that thing.
Yeah, the sap should just beat the bejesus out of the Worcester at almost any angle. But again, big hit on Popular. But again, Siren continuing to fire at the Des Moines, while Akira preferring to fire at the Worcester.
I do agree with the comment, though, about focusing fire. We've got Siberian now starting up another Death Snail. Popular Boar, for some odd reason, is choosing not to go in.
Well, at the moment, both Venezias have smoke. They can't see either of those ships.
Zapata just got clobbered a little bit from Siren's Venezia AP. It looks like they decided to go for Zapata, but too late now. He's in the smoke.
Livnik is rotating back in that direction. I think they realize that this Death Snail might be the play in terms of being able to punish somebody and get a kill.
Yep. Look at Reimu playing safety back there at F2.
I like it, actually. Although I think they're going to finally move him into the middle of the board. Like, he needs to be up here in this gap in between these two Thor's twins kind of islands, right?
Oh, yes. Well, once they see that the Marceau and the Conqueror have moved off and they know that nothing's up there, they'll move him up.
They've got eyes on Sangheli somehow right now. Lots of shells going down range looking for him. Some deep water torps going into that smoke from into the Doomsnail from Livnik. I wonder if anybody's got their sonar up.
Popular just got whacked.
Yeah, the Doomsnail is starting to look a little rocky over here. Popular very low.
And look at Zapata. He's turned himself around. He's turned northward.
Yes, I think they realized that they've got to. That's not going to work, especially with the battleship coming back to hunt them.
They've realized they've overextended. Yes.
I think they've overextended, and they finally realize it. Yu Yang versus Yu Yang slap fight.
Yes, one has smoke, one has radar. Neither are available.
Well, with Venezia's theater, you see the Venezias making their presence felt.
Oh yeah.
Livnik's radar still up. Another Venezia salvo could end Siberian's game. Livnik's radar still active.
Yeah, but they're not shooting him.
Yeah, I think he was out of range of the radar by that point. Popular's going out, Zaf.
Oh, yeah.
Only a matter of time now.
Yep, he got stuck bow in.
He's caught out. I like BN's aggression, but it feels like maybe they went a little too far. And it feels also right now like BN needs to get into B. They need to drive the Conqueror into the middle of the map or something.
Yep. So while this is going down, I'm looking at the mini map and I'm like, why are so many ships still up on the CD line? Like, you're right. Yeah. Once they realize that the other side is getting pressure, they got to push. They got to apply pressure on the other side too.
I mean, look at how many ships Ayame has back on the I and the J lines. They are literally minutes away from the nearest cap.
Yeah.
Very, very much unable to impact. Like right now, you have a Des Moines, a beat-up Zed, and a low-health Moskva, and that's what you have to defend the middle of the board if you're Ayame. So if you're Buenos Noches, man, your job is to get in here and push because time's running out. You're down to 60 seconds. You need to kill, and you need to step onto the B cap, and you need it yesterday.
That's right.
And John the Impaler's turning around. Time to Metals Marceau looks like he's going to try and back cap A, maybe?
Mm-hmm. But John doesn't really have time to turn around like this. 40 seconds away from losing.
40 seconds, and Ayame's going to win this match.
Wait, look at this salvo coming out in Kelvin. Kelvin's on fire and at 5,000 hit points.
Ah, I see it now.
Yep.
Wait, where is he at?
Shells are watching an in-flight movie. Here we go.
Here we go. And...
Nothing.
Miss. Miss. Overshot him. But if Kelvin can't put this fire out, he's going to be dead in seconds. 15 seconds.
Oh!
There he goes. That buys BN some breathing room. They catch up on kills, but they still have got to get onto a cap. Any cap. Pick a cap.
Yeah, Time to Meadow turned around.
Yeah, I know. And Kaiser Kraken is quite low. All right, let's see. Who can Ayame see? They can only see John Stalingrad. It's the only ship they have eyes on right now. But all they have to do is sit still and they win in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
This is really unlike Buenos Noches, Zaf.
No, yeah.
Ordinarily, we see them react much faster to this.
Yep.
Let's put them back on the board.
Siberian Dog.
Go ahead.
Siberian Dog, 372 hit points. That's how close.
I mean, they have 3 ships that are very low. Oh, here's Time to Metal. Time to Metal is going to go in on Reimu and see if he can. It's not going to happen now. 10 seconds.
Yeah.
10 seconds. This game is over. Time to Metal's never going to get these torpedoes out in time. Oh, they just stepped onto the cap. That's going to buy them a little bit of time.
Oh, they did! They did it!
Kill. Big kill.
They freaking did it!
They literally, with 5 seconds on the timer, Buenos Noches steps onto B.
Oh my God!
Kills the Des Moines and steps onto A.
No point gain anymore.
And for now, they're on track to own all the caps. They're the only ones sticking up a cap as they own C.
Oh my goodness.
So finally, after 15 minutes, they've managed to finally take advantage of Ayame's better trades, but Ayame's worse board position, and push them off all of the capture zones.
Outstanding.
It doesn't come much closer than that, Zap.
This is King of the Sea, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, right? Unbelievable.
And that's it. I mean, it's a minute and a half left. Kingsman is...
You say that, but if you're... look at Kaiser Kraken. Kaiser or Siberian get lit. They're dead. Kaiser has Venezia shells coming in.
Oh, yeah.
300 HP. Here comes another salvo.
Yeah.
He's out.
That's it.
978. That buys Ayame time. But if BN cannot lose a ship, they cannot. That's the game if someone dies for BN.
Nope. And you can see Siberian is basically parking himself in the back. Makes sense.
Yeah. But right now, they own every single cap circle, and they will win in 60 seconds. Oh, no. Big AP salvo going in on Zapata. Nothing. Zapata playing a very dangerous game here. Little broadside to a Moskva. Pulling it off, though. Zapata I think this is a mistake, Zach.
I agree.
This guy needs to be dark. He needs to stop shooting. He's risking BN's entire tournament right here for cheap damage on a Moskva kill that they don't need.
And the thing is, because everybody else is probably not shooting, there's no other target.
Now he's on fire.
18 seconds. Places.
If Zapata dies, it's entirely his fault and entirely preventable. He's going out. That's going to happen.
Oh my God.
BN's going to get to 9. Whoa! He died and they still won the... Oh my God, they didn't win the game. They didn't win the game, Zaf. Unbelievable.
What the hell just happened?
BN clawed all the way back into that game, Zaf. All they had to do was stop shooting, and they threw it away. They threw it away. Unbelievable conclusion. That is the kind of play I do not expect to see out of Buenos Noches, Zaf. I'm really shocked at that. I mean, I'm almost upset, right? I mean, they busted their asses to get back into that game, and all Zapata had to do was take his finger off the trigger, and they win. And literally can't manage it. Oh man, rough, Zaf. Rough. That's heartbreaking.
It is absolutely heartbreaking. It is absolutely heartbreaking.
Congratulations to Ayame for an amazingly well-played series. A series that I did not pick them to win. You did not pick them to win.
Nope.
And yet, here they are. Huge congrats to those guys.
So, what happens in between these rounds now?
Well, we might be able to look around for a spare game that's laying around. Even if it's being cast by somebody else, it'll give us something to do. Because we're done in 4 games now. Oop, at the right button? That's not the right
But the
button.
reason I'm asking is because they have to wait for all the others to finish, right? They're not going to just let teams go once they're picked and ready to go. Yes?
Well, so for example, the next round of the winner's bracket can't start until it's all done.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, so the reason I'm asking is, we can absolutely try to find another one, as QQ7 is going to face against PN. PN goes 3-1 over 007. Spicy.
PN knocking out 007 in the top 16, Zaf. I don't know that I'd call that an upset, but I think it's interesting that literally none of us picked that to happen. None of us. Congrats to PN. And whereas QQ7 sweeps GLHF out of the tournament, right? Or into the loser's bracket.
Yep.
And so there you go.
KSC
Right.
3-0 to RNG.
Yep. KSC won that series. Bonks and KSF playing game 4 now. GGWP Zaf took game 3 off of 07. 07's back. 07's back to the wall right now.
Really? Yes, you're right. Yep. I got us another game.
Okay, where are we going?
Bonks versus KSF. Omaru.
Let's do it.
Found it. Omaru _ Polka is the name.
I'm still just staggered by what I just watched, Zaf. Being literally they did exactly what they had to do to get back into that game. They were seconds away from winning. And all Zapata has to do is stop shooting. I don't even think he was lit. He might have been lit without it. I don't know that he was, but he might have been. I'd have to go back and watch the replay again.
Why even risk that? You don't even focus on firing your damn guns. Focus on freaking surviving.
Yeah, focus on not shooting and escaping detection and blocking shots using islands. Anything.
Right.
But what you just did.
Right.
Just crazy.
Oh,
magically in the training battle. Give me a moment. For reasons, because interface. Yay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So I'm setting up. It looks like they just finished game 4. So they're getting things set up. Do you care about?
I do not care about what.
Do you care about like setting up everything in the stream helper, or do you want to just
I'll
set
take
it?
care of it. This is which match? Bonks and KSF?
Bonks versus KSF, yeah.
I hate this training room interface so much, Saf. I hate it. I despise it. I literally, as soon as I went to click, it was like, oh, that game's not there anymore. It's down here now.
Yeah, that happened to me earlier too.
Oh my god. So irritating.
Let's see. Bonks versus KSF. Found it. Okay. Alright, so first game was... Okay. Do you want me to read these off to you?
Let me get in there real quick.
Okay.
I think I finally managed to click before the thing updated on me again. All right, this is Bonks.
Yes.
The KSF. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give it to me.
Alright. So first map is Crash Zone Alpha. Second, Warrior's Path.
Yep.
Third, Land of Fire.
Yep.
Fourth, Trap.
Yep.
And fifth, Northern Waters.
In Waters. All right. Who won which? Do we know?
I have no idea. Banned ships are Moskva and Yu Yang.
Moskva. Da, 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 da. All right. All right. So this is going to be Bonks. And Bonks is the Alpha team, yes?
Bonks is Alpha.
Yes,
that is correct. So it will be an Alpha Bravo, I believe.
Bonks.
Yes.
KSF.
Bonks, KSF.
Moskva.
Bonks 1, KSF 1, Bonks 1, KSF 1. So they've literally gone back and forth on this.
BK. Got it.
Excellent.
Oh, we can see this. Okay. All right. So we're going to Northern Waters.
Yeah.
Which we just left. Well,
Chad is just finishing watching this, and they are just livid.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat like,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, the chat is looking at this going, what the hell just happened? And I'm in the same boat. What the hell just happened?
Duckman, I agree, dude. I need a drink. You're hearing this 5 minutes later, but I needed a drink 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, just unbelievable.
Yep.
I'm still reeling. Like, What happened?
Yep.
All right, let's see if I entered all this data correctly. No, I didn't because I've got the wins wrong. Okay, I can fix that.
Yep.
There.
So
there we go. All right. CZA Warriors pound fire trap. Yes. Got everything. We're good.
Schwartz, OnlyFans GM Schwartz says, we both banned Loop because fuck Loop.
Well, that narrows that down, doesn't it, Seth?
Broadbonk says, this.
Yes, I'd say that that is an accurate sentiment. All right, let's see. What will our quarterfinal? Oh, that's right. We're with Game Prodigy and
Mini Hannibal.
Mini Hannibal for our pick in the quarterfinals, right? We picked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it's PN and QQ7 will be our quarterfinals match when the time comes, guys. So guys, we're going to bring you one game 5 here at Bonks KSF. Then our quarterfinal matchup will be bringing you Penetration Nation PN versus QQ7. Okay.
Right. And then we go to the loser after that, correct?
And then right, and then we should hopefully. I don't know. See, I'm not sure how they're going to run the losers bracket, Zath. I think. Yeah, they basically have to wait for the winners bracket, the second round of the winners bracket to finish before they can run the second round of the losers bracket. So we should be able to, basically we're going to run another best of 5 after this, and then one best of 3, and then the day should be over. That's how it should work.
Yeah. So thinking back on what we just saw, because I need a moment.
Do I have to? Do I have to?
You know,
woof.
I almost wonder if Buenos Noches growing to the point where they can split into 2 different teams is what knocked Buenos Noches out of this tournament, because by doing so you divide up some of your skill set, your I don't necessarily know, like you had said, how Ayame isn't the B team, right? They're a team on its own.
I hear what you're saying, but I disagree, and here's why. If you've got a roster big enough to form 2 full teams out of, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to pack as much talent onto each roster as you can. If I hear you correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, what I'm hearing you say is, by splitting up into 2 teams, being diluted, let's say, their available skill pool to make 2 rosters rather than basically field one really high-powered, amazing roster. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes. And,
Maybe.
you know, I mean, I can understand both perspectives, right? Like,
yeah.
By the way, we do have that replay. It's been posted and submitted. I'm going to run it now so we can all just watch the pain together.
That's replay bot. Yeah, let's grab that one. Okay, here it is. All right, and now I'm going to download this, and I'm going to override this. Yes. Okay. I should be ready to push this button, Zath. Let me know when you are.
I already pushed it. I'll refresh. Here we go.
Okay. Yes, here. This is it. Okay. All right, guys. So this is the time condensed replay of the game that we just watched. Now, one of the things that I want to point out.
Go ahead.
Watch what happens, right? Ayame does a really good job. So much of their force retreats, but they get pushed back by about the 8 minutes remaining mark. They get pushed back into the center bottom of the map.
Yep.
They're almost off all the caps.
Yep.
That the death snail coming down the 9-10 line has made such an impact that they've pulled back so far. Buenos Noches is very slow to realize this and get onto the caps. Time to Metal makes that brilliant kill of the Des Moines over at A, which basically saved their game, more or less, right?
Yes.
Saved their game, and then it all falls apart on them with literally seconds to play.
And we've all been through there when we play competitively, when we have in our mind, this is a win, we start making stupid decisions, and then another ship goes down. And then another ship goes down.
One of the things I want to look for in this replay, Zath, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Wooster was under fire from a lot of people in those last 10 seconds, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if he was spotted. What I want to see is if that one of the Yangs was down there. I forget which Yang it was, but I think he might have been spotted even if he stopped shooting.
Mm-hmm.
If he'd quit shooting, the Moskva was the one I think that was spotting him, and he could have turned off his guns and fallen off of detection from the Moskva. What I don't know is if the other Yang might have been able to spot him anyway. So I want to keep an eye out for that. All right. Where we are, 8 minutes to play. Ayame has pulled way back to the south. The death snail is failing.
Yep.
Des Moines is about to die.
Yep.
There he goes.
Yep.
So now the Yang and the Worcester are retreating, and the Yang now on the eye line is following him back.
Yep. Here's the problem right there. The Worcester stopped and reversed. That's the problem.
Okay,
Did you
hold
see
on.
that on the G line?
No. He took a moment.
Yeah.
He's okay. So Worcester's now back. All right, Conquerors and B. There's the kill of the Des Moines.
Yeah.
All right, time. Okay, so here we go. Bean is about to own all the caps right here. All right, there goes the Ohio death. Now there's the Worcester. The Moskva backs up. No, the Yang doesn't have him. The Moskva is spotting him. I can see the ranges. There's no way.
Yep.
Yeah, that loss was completely avoidable, Zach. Completely avoidable.
100% avoidable.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough, man. That's rough.
Well, they just tried to drop in the game that we were going to cast, but they had a server overloaded message, so we're waiting again.
We'll Chat is saying exactly what I'm thinking, Zach. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Well, read the training battles. Read the training battle chat. They're saying exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah.
I'm not repeating it because it's for public consumption, but yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yep. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. This is, is something that we are always growing. We are always improving. This is like the Chicago Cubs. Every year is a building year. And the Chicago Bears, I might add. Here we go.